What's up, my fitness family? Brent Kasmer here with BKPT, and I have a topic for you that I get many questions about, which is if I'm a beginner and I want to strength train and I'm at home, what do I do? So I got a whole series for you here, guys. So I'm going to do all of the different things depending on what you have at home. So whether it's just body weight, getting started, you don't want to use anything, whether it's the resistance bands, whether it's dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, you name it, I'm going to try to educate you on this. So today we're going to use the resistance band. So I have the five best beginner at home strength training exercises using a resistance band. All right. So if you haven't seen it already, go back, check out the bodyweight one. I got some bodyweight ones in there for you as well. As you can see, there are 3 bands here. So these are all different strengths depending upon what exercise I'm doing. Or you can just use all 3. But I have on my website, BrentKasmer.com, resistance bands that I recommend. So that way you can kind of get an all-in-one bundle. Obviously with what I do, I have a lot of them. So therefore I have just different kinds, different styles for different types of things that we do. But we're going to run through the 5 best exercises using these bands, all right? And we're going to start off with a chest press. So I've done several videos on just chest exercises, chest workouts using resistance bands. But I'm going to show you, obviously, you want to hook it into a pole or a fence post, tree, whatever you have, but make sure it's sturdy. You don't want to be doing something and then all of a sudden get slapped in the back of the head with not only your band slipping off of it, but the object that you've had hooked it into. So, or you can probably do another YouTube video, look up for how to fix whatever it is you tore out. So, all right. So you want to make sure you're nice, tall, and straight. And we're going to just press these out and a little together, not all the way together, okay? So you're pressing them out and a little bit together. I have open hands. You can keep your fists nice and tight. If you want to, and you notice that, like, you know what, my upper chest is lagging, you could turn this into an incline press as well. But when you're doing a flat press, you're not only hitting your major, but also your lower part of your chest as well. So staying nice and tall and then just pressing them out. Getting a good squeeze, okay? Making sure you're feeling it where you're supposed to. Because if you're not feeling it there, sometimes your elbows are just a little too flared out. So you're trying to hit that angle where your elbows aren't straight out with your shoulders, but they're tucked under just a little bit. So that way it really helps to engage the chest, the pec muscles. All right? So number 1 is the chest press. All right? Number 2 would be a row. So this engages your rhomboids, your lats, and it's also always just great to do some pulling exercises just because most people are so internally rotated just because of, occupational stuff, sitting there and typing and all that type of stuff. So nice and tall, good stance, and just pulling this right beside you. Questions I always get is, doesn't matter where my hands are. So if they're up like this, underneath like this, neutral grip. Yes, it does hit different muscles, but similar. So obviously you're always hitting your back, you're hitting your biceps at a different angle too. So you're engaging more biceps, keeping them underhand tucked like that, right? More in the middle of the back, more upper back, with the high pull or with the overhand grip pull. So we're just going right here, neutral grip, and pulling it to you. So a lot of times when I'm getting started with somebody new and I'm trying to understand their strengths and how strong they are, a lot of times I'll have them pull this in tight and walk away until it's nice and tight, but they can still keep it beside them. Then that is where we will start, because that's where they'll get that good squeeze. And then eventually, as they get a little more fatigued, I'd have them take a tiny step in. So that way, as they fatigue, they're still keeping the proper form. So 1 is press, 2 is row, 3 is going to be a squat. Okay, so you're going to stand on this band. Always make sure it's about shoulder, you want to make sure it's nice and equal. So lay it flat, let it relax, and you'll see as I pick my foot up and kind of get myself situated, you want to make sure it's under the arches of your feet. So arches of the feet more towards the back of those arches. And you can do this several ways, okay? You can hold this up in front of you like this, depending on the strength of the band. If that makes it difficult for you, you can keep it beside you if that's enough pressure. You can wrap it up on top of your shoulders like this to give you a little bit more pressure, depending on, obviously how strong the band is and how strong your legs are. And then you can also hold it straight up over your head, getting a good squat. But you want to make sure you're getting that butt down nice and low and getting a good squat in. Other ways to make it more difficult is obviously laying it flat, bringing the slack in, and stepping out here, because obviously it's giving you less band to work with, okay? So other quick things when using a band too is making sure there's no cuts throughout it, so that way you find out the hard way whether or not it's durable or not. So obviously you don't want to snap it on you, whipping you in the butt, shoulder, head, face, neck, or anywhere else more dangerous. So we got the squat, so that's same thing, more quad dominant, hamstrings a little bit. The next thing is the pull through. So this is a great exercise. It's kind of like a hip thrust or a kettlebell swing. Obviously you get to use bands for this. So you're just going to wrap it around. Same thing post, whatever it is you have that's nice and strong. And you want to make sure it's always equal. So I kind of like give it a little jiggle. Jiggle it, baby. So you're going to hold this band, both hands on the handles. Same thing, walking forward. So that way, obviously you get some good tension on it. And you want to just go back with your butt. So this is not an arm exercise. And drive your hips forward, squeezing your tushy. All right, keeping those arms nice and straight and driving through your hips, squeezing your hamstrings and glutes, keeping that back nice and straight and tight. That way you're getting exactly what you're trying to hit, which is hamstrings and glutes. This is a very important exercise. Why? Because a lot of times most people sit all day long, and when sitting, your hip flexors are super tight and eventually causes a lot of back issues. So therefore this helps to counteract a lot of, what you're occupationally doing. That's why rowing, glutes, like anything with your back and, the back side of your body at the end of the day is a lot of the best stuff. So we have the push, the press, we have your row, we have your squat, we have your pull through. The last one we're going to do is a shoulder press. Same thing, several ways to do this. You can either step on it right in the middle with one foot. You're going to wrap it behind you, step through with your other foot to press it up. So, and this all depends on A, your strength, B, the strength of the band. So same thing, if you know you can do a little bit more, just make sure it's equal and pressing straight up. Okay, so this is going right behind those shoulders, and you want this to go straight up over your head, not forward. Same thing, if this is not enough, guess what? I could show you something better. So, say you're stepping on it, still not hard enough for you. You want to challenge yourself. You kind of know what you're doing. Not kind of, you definitely know what you're doing. You're leaning forward, same thing, arms are out. Walking forward as much as you can, keeping that back nice and flat, and doing your shoulder press just like that, so that way you're hooked onto something and you're able to give yourself more resistance due to the fact of walking further away from whatever it is you're using. Woo! All right. So those are the 5 best beginner at home strength training exercises with a resistance band. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this content. Like I said, I got the kettlebell, I got the barbell, the dumbbell, and I also have the body weight one as well. So that way you're getting the best exercises that you can do at home as a beginner with some educational tips of what to do, what not to do. So that way you're getting the most effective, efficient, workouts possible. All right, my name is Brent Kasmer. This is BKPT. If you haven't subscribed, mash that notification bell. Subscribe, and then mash the notification bell, so that way you're notified as all the newest content's coming out. Make sure you show me some love, give me some likes, and if this you find very, obviously helpful, please make sure you share with other people you feel is helpful, and also comment below any exercises that you like, that you think is the best exercise with a resistance band. All right, can't wait to see them. All right, and I'll see you in the next episode.